Baseball 2022. Scrappers opened their season today here at Wilson, the renovated part of Wilson Park. We'll talk about that more during the broadcast. The Smackover Buckaroos are in town to take on the Scrappers. Both teams have finished taking infield. The umpires have shown up, have not had the meeting yet with the respective coaches. I'm Johnny Wilson, along with my buddies Frank Preer and Mike Willard. We've got Scrapper Baseball for you again this year. Frank, a little bit of a new look up here at Wilson Park. Everything looks like it's going to be in good shape for a great baseball season to wind up with the Class 4A state tournament here in May.
Yeah, this will be a great place for the state tournament to be hosted. This is always been a good facility. They just continue to make it better.
And Mike, opening up today here, this game was originally scheduled to be at SAU in Magnolia. They say their field conditions aren't good, so we were pleased that it was up here. And so if you're in the area, come up. Mid-60s, sun's out. Got baseball today, have baseball Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Mike. It's the 18th annual Ralph Gross tournament, and tell us who's going to be in it.
Now Thursday we'll have Magnolia and Paul Hewitt, Texas playing at 1 o'clock. And then at 3:30 we've got Nashville. 6 o'clock will be Prairie Grove and Texas. Then we'll have 3 games Friday, starting with Ashdown versus Mayfield at 1 o'clock. And then the loser of the Thursday game at 3:30 and the winners at 6 o'clock. And 5 games on the slate for Saturday.
So 3 games on Thursday afternoon, beginning at 3 on Friday afternoon, or I guess beginning at 1, 3 on Thursday beginning at 1, 3 on Friday beginning at 1, 5 on Saturday beginning at 1. But Frank, back to the Scrappers this year. They've got 4 starters returning. They will be trying to ride in the big games. Their senior right-hander, Arkansas Tech commit Garrett Willard. But as I looked, I still had the last scorecard from last year when the Scrappers lost in the state tournament at Marlton. And as I looked at that scorecard, I saw Caden Irwin, Landon Tollett, Will Hope, and Ty Gordon.
We always know that we've got to probably won't look exactly the same come state tournament time, but these young men today will get the chance to go out there.
Had a benefit game here with Lake Hamilton last week, and Coach Layton has told me one of the things he needs to do, got a lot of youth, as you said, Frank, and one of the things he needs to do is try to develop some depth. Feels pretty good about his starting 9, but 9's not enough to play a whole season.
Yeah, he's always been real good about using a good many players. Also, courtesy runners, defensive players, putting somebody with a lot of speed out in the outfield late in the ball game. Pinch hitters off the bench have always been big. Start contributing and earning more.
Kyle Willis calling the bases off. And the Scrappers in there all white with orange trim. Buckaroo over the ground rules now, and Mike got a new paint outfield fence. chairbacks right. Looks like the meeting at home plate is about to break up. Frank's got the starting lineup.
Smackover and batting second is base. Number 20, Trace Davis. Batting fifth, playing third. At second base, batting seventh, number and batting ninth and playing right field, number 10, Britton Warren. For the hometown Scrappers, turning is number 21. Pitching today, number 15 and batting seventh will be Slade Slayton. Batting eighth will be Caleb Halter, and he'll be manning right field, and he wears number 9. And number 11, Alex Minio in left field.
Of course, Garrett Willard will be the mainstay of his staff. Cason Willard, his cousin, has had some shoulder trouble this year and hasn't thrown a lot, along with Slade Slayton and I guess Halter and maybe a couple more.
Yeah.
Pitch of 2022, right around the corner here. Tanner Mitchell stands in. First pitch about. And the appeal at first said he went. Frank, I thought he got that bat out over the plate.
I did too. It's a good call right there by the first base umpire. He made an attempt.
0-1 pitch. Line drive into center field, back and drifting back and making a nice little play over his shoulder was Aiden Chapman. Frank, the ball carried pretty good out there.
It did. He didn't quite get all of it. Aiden Smith played some outfield for us last year. He's got really good speed, ran it down really easily.
Your cropper.
It does.
Slayton throws a strike. Bounces. Garcia at first. Mendiola, Chapman, and Halter from left to right around the outfield. Oh, a good pitch.
Number 6.
Second out.
Star.
Yeah, he's obviously.
Pass ball by Slayton.
Slade worked a lot of JV games last year.
Off-piece speed pitch and fools him, gets him out in front of swing and a miss. Jerry Stiegel coaching down at first for the Buckaroos. Their head coach John Wesson over at third. Just low for a ball. Slayton working quickly here in the top of the first, gets the first two out. Up at the letters, evens the count, I think, 2-2, Frank.
I believe that's right. Went up high with that pitch, got him to chase.
2-2 pitch. Swinging him in as he struck him out, and a good beginning for Slayton. 1-2-3 go the Buckaroos. Scrappers come to bat. We'll be back in just 1 minute. No score, bottom of the first. You're listening to Scrapper Baseball.
No one left on base. Scores 0-0.
Taking his warm-up tosses to his catcher, Cole McNeely. For the Scrappers, it's Smith, Garrett Willard, Cason Willard, Brown, Garcia, and Chapman, Slayton, Halter, and Mendiola.
Aiden Smith hit .319 last year for the Scrappers. Had 8 doubles, 19 RBIs, and of course did a really fine job behind the plate. So he's big returning starter for the Scrappers.
Frank, the catcher, he's a junior. He's already got 2 years of starting behind him, and he is going to be a good one for the Scrappers.
Yeah, good arm back there, good defensive catcher. Swung a good bat last year.
First pitch from Brumley, high and tight. Slayton disposed of the Buckaroos 1-2-3 in the first. Smith leads off. Line drive to right. It gets over the right fielder's head. He's playing shallow and goes to the wall, and Smith cruises into second. A good start with a stand-up double. Frank, he carried that ball out over that right fielder's head.
He did that. He inside-outed that pitch and got good aluminum on that thing and drove it hard over the head for an easy stand-up double.
Shortstop.
Mike, I don't think the Scrappers have but, 3 seniors on this team? Is that right? 4 seniors. Here's one of them, Garrett Willard. Coach Slayton said he might pitch a couple of innings later in the game. Willard takes the ball high. Frank, district play, and he wants his pitching where
Always big game with Malvern.
Willard takes a strike call over the outside corner. Smith leads off with a double. He's at second, nobody out.
Garrett hit .292 last year, 20 RBIs for the Scrappers.
Fouls one off to the right side. Scrapperettes playing softball at Lake Hamilton this afternoon. Bunch Nichols has that call up there. Look back at second and the pitch to Willard. Curveball and a beauty drops in, and he takes call strike 3. Pretty good hook, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 strikes on him, that was a tough pitch to even attempt to swing at.
Froze him up there. Here's Cason Willard. Here's the pitch. Bounces it up there for a ball.
Kaysen hit 337 last year, 3 home runs.
John Duncan says you've got to take your necklace off or I'll put it inside your shirt. And so Willard gets his jewelry straightened out. He's back in. The right-hander Brumley kicks and fires. Ball outside. Mike, you getting a reading on Brumley?
I got one on that pitch at 76.
76, and that's what he looks like. To me, he's between in the high 70s. Stocky young man from the right side. Pitch to Willard. Swing and a miss. Fouled it right back here. Ty Brown, he's on deck. Third baseman Jack Todds, he's playing even with the bag. Center fielder shaded a little toward left. Some hitting room in the right center field gap. And he swings and misses. Strike 2. Took a little off on that pitch, Frank.
He did. It just dropped right under his hands when he went to swing at it. Good pitch.
Willard trying to put the ball in play after a leadoff double by Smith. Ball goes full. Hard to see the scoreboard here with the sun out in Wilson Park. But it's full count on Willard. Here's the pitch. Just inside, and I mean just inside. The Smackover crowd groans. And Willard takes a free pass.
Came back with that hook and just barely missed that time.
Just hung inside.
Tyler Brown.
Brown a swing and a miss right now, swinging a foul right back here. Frank, you mentioned it in the starting lineups, but as a freshman last year, Brown had some big hits and some key opportunities for the Scrappers down the stretch.
He really did. He ended up hitting 348 for the Scrappers with 13 RBIs and got a lot of playing time down the stretch, as you said.
Trying to put the Scrappers on the board as he takes a ball one low, 1-1. Smith leads off with a double. Willard strikes out. Garrett Willard. Kaysen Willard draws a walk. Now it's Brown up there. Brown stands in from the right side. A little bit of an open stance. Line drive to right. Right fielder right at him, and he makes the play and comes up and throws it on the fly to third base. Brown hit it pretty much on the nose, Frank, but right at him.
He did. Was well positioned. He got one hit over his head, but they didn't move him back. He stayed up. He was able to pretty easily.
Catcher number 10, Riddle.
Riddle comes in to run for Smith.
Now batting for the Scrappers. The first baseman, number 20.
Mike Nick Garcia, and I see him kind of trying to loosen his back up. Coach Slayton told me he's had his back tweaked for about a week and hadn't practiced much.
Yeah, he's missed a few practices with that. We'll try to make a go today, though.
Try to loosen it up, trying to put the Scrappers on. In the obliques, Frank, they'll take you out for a while.
That.
Oh, that's a good pitch. Maybe the best pitch Brumley's thrown there, Frank.
Might be. Nick hit 300 last year for the Scrappers, 3 home runs, 24 RBIs while playing a really good first base.
1-1 pitch to Garcia. Swing and a miss, throws it by him. Frank, you can tell he's hurting a little bit. He's kind of limping a little bit, trying to stretch that back out.
Yeah, it's hard to get your back speed up when it's going to hurt.
Ground ball up the middle, it's a base hit. Here comes Smith. He'll score without a play. And a really nice piece of hitting by Garcia. He just guided a breaking ball right up the middle for an RBI single.
He really did. Good pitch, down low, breaking pitch right there. He didn't try to do with it. For the
Riddle running over at second base for Smith. He's McNeely as Brumley bounces one up there.
Hayden appeared in 17 games last year. He scored 12 runs. He collected 5 hits.
Scrappers have plated one here in the bottom of the first on a couple of hits. Chapman goes after Slayton had a very efficient top of the first on the mound. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets away, and he'll get to first without a play. He broke that breaking ball in the dirt, bounced it up there, and almost impossible for the catcher to come up with it, Frank.
Yeah, ball catcher there. That was at about 58-foot curveball right there. It bounced really high over the shoulder of the catcher, and all
to that break. Oh, high and outside to Slayton. He pumped up and threw it a little harder that time. Did Mr. Brumley. Walter. Now Slayton will be looking something to hit. Swing, and he fouls it into the catcher's glove, and from 2-0 back to 2-2 now. 2 outs, Scrappers up 1. I think they've got the bases loaded. Ball high. Have the merry-go-round now, Frank.
it's going to start. Always one of the fun things to watch in baseball. All the runners will get their break when the pitcher starts toward home.
There they go. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. But the Scrappers do come up with 1 run. Brumley gets 3 strikeouts in the inning. There were 2 hits and 3 left on base. 1-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Scrapper Baseball. Second, Trace Davis.
First pitch.
With the inside corner for strike one, and he might have stolen a pitch there, Frank.
That's a good call. Catcher had to reach back for it, but I do think it got the inside part of the plate.
Line drive, there's their first hit. He hammers it into left field. And Davis is the first base runner for the Buckaroos. He took that belt high fastball and hammered it into left field.
Will be their third baseman, number 30.
Right at Alex Mendiola.
Todd.
Jax Todd is the batter. Willard playing even with the bag at third. Pitch just low, ball one. Scrappers up 1-0 here in the second. On the outside. Little toward left center. Halter straight away and right and shallow. Ground ball to the second baseman. Brown picks it up to his left. It advances the runner. Is out fourth.
On that, slow.
Slowly hit baseman's left.
Second.
And Brown took his time and made the correct play. Left fielder Tyler Sexton, he's a right-handed batter. They've all been right-handed so far for the Buckaroos. And Slayton throws a strike and gets ahead 0-1. Most of the chairbacks around the screen are full. Can't see the ones right in front of us, but a good opening day crowd here. Talking about a crowd, there was standing room only for 2 days this weekend, and the Scrapperettes went through the regional basketball tournament with no problem, and they won the region in a swing and a miss. And the Scrapperettes try to win a state championship. That state tournament is at Magnolia, and they will play Saturday night at 7 in their first game. Slayton long look in. Now batter takes time. Coach Josh Wesson gives some instructions to the runner at second base. That's Trace Davis. He got a base hit to open the frame. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out on a fastball under his hands. Frank didn't have a lot of zip, but it was in a good spot.
It was. Got right in there. Third strikeout for Slade Slayton so far today.
Cole McNeely, he's their catcher. He's a sophomore, takes a strike right down the middle. Man on second, 2 outs. Top of the second, opening day at Wilson Park. Swing and a miss at a high one. Now Slayton up 0-2. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the Ralph Gross tournament. Temperature is supposed to be in the mid-70s. Come up and look at the new look at the ballpark and see some good high school baseball. Games start Thursday and Friday at 1, 3 games each day. Ball just low. We got a little technical problem here. Not sure if you can hear Mike on the headset. We'll get that figured out by the next game. Brent will take care of it down at the radio station. Two-two pitch with 2 out to the 7th place hitter, Cole McNeely. Here it comes. Swinging a pop-up, and it'll go over the backstop. hits the roof. Devin Lofton deck trying to display for the third. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And Slayton strikes out 2. He's got 4, and he's got a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the second. This is Scrapper Baseball. You're listening on B99.5. Come back and join us. Bottom of the second, Scrapper sends 7 to the plate in the first. Alex Mitchell, and back to the top of the order, Eden Smith. Coach Zach Stewart makes his way down to the first base coaching box.
Caleb Halter games last primarily as a curse. He's got speed. Base runner.
And Frank, you talk about it a lot during the season. That number 9 guy is kind of your second leadoff guy, and it's good for him to be able to run.
It is. You want to put somebody down there that can hit.
Good breaking ball by Brumley for strike 1. Wanting to be able to get on base because after the first at bat, the big hitters come up behind him as Brumley bounces a fastball for ball 1. 1-1 on Mendiola. Smith doubled. Garcia drove him in. Scrappers up 1-0 as ball 2 goes low.
Brumley struck out 3 last inning, but only 2 of them counted as outs because one reached first base on a wild pitch.
Half swing and no appeal, so it's ball 3. Halter looking for something to hit. Gets it and pops it up. In foul territory, catcher's after it, first baseman's after it, pitcher's after it. It hits right between all 3 of them, Frank.
Yeah, they made a perfect right try.
So Halter break. Get. Payoff round by stop. He gets it, throws a strike to first. Race David.
It was a good play all the way around here. That ball could take a big hop the way it came off the bat. He got rid of it in a hurry. First baseman made a really good stretch to make it an easy out.
Mendiola to the plate. Mendiola, the left fielder this year for the Scrapper Baseballers. He shows bunt, tries to bunt, comes up empty.
He appeared in 9 games. He had 2 hits and 3.
Halter, Mendiola, and Chapman, basically a new outfield. He bunt again, but he doesn't get it past the pitcher, and it'll be an easy 1-3. Frank tries that push bunt the second baseman, but did
right there.
Scrappers, the catcher, number 26.
quickly 2 up and 2 down for the Scrappers here.
Aiden game with a double. He came.
He's got a big gap in right center. Now he hits it hard down the left field line. That ball's one hops against the wall. Aiden
Like that.
He got a high pitch and he Tommy hawked it one hop off the left field wall. And K for him. Frank, if you don't every time you bat, you can keep that leadoff spot.
You sure can. That's a great place to be right there.
RBI chance for Willard. He takes a strike. He was called out on a really good breaking ball.
Garrett had 20 RBIs last year. He'd like to pick up his first this year.
Maybe that was a ball high, and he swings and misses now. 1-1, Mike. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back behind the home plate area. Casey Willard picks it up, gives it to the umpire. And now Willard in the hole 1-2. Wants to put the ball in play. Smith at second with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Tries to throw a breaking ball. Doesn't come out of his hand good. Goes over Willard's head, too. Rounded out. Indiola bunted out. Second time, Garrett Willard down on strikes. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, 1 left for the Scrappers. After 2, Scrap up 1-0. Slade Sladen back to the mound. We'll be right on B99.5. Top of the third. 8-9.
Slade struck out 4, allowed that 1 hit, and not walked. Into the ball.
That one won't go across the plate. John Duncan gives him. Boy, good pitch there. Now he throws a strike, gets it back to full.
Needs to come out.
Mendiola in left field.
Good positioning by Alex Mendiola on that. He was playing in shallow on the batter. Easy job coming in and catching that for the first out.
Frank, Coach Slayton, Coach Stewart, we comment on it a lot. In high school, there's a lot more balls hit in front of you than over you, and they position these outfielders good, especially to the bottom part of the order. They'll have them up shallow, and they get a whole lot more outs than they get burned.
They sure do. I was thinking about that the other day, and I can only recall one time last year where like they got burned by a ball that was hit over their head that if they'd been playing deep or what some people would call normal, they would have caught it. But they rob a lot of hits.
Brenton Warren, he's a ninth place hitter. He takes the ball, then he swings at a strike. Now he takes 2. So it's 2-1 with 1 out. Top of the third, scrap up, 1-0. Ground ball to the left of Willard as he 8th place.
Yep, just got enough on that ball to get it by the diving Casey Willard.
Tanner Mitchell, he's a second baseman. He hit it pretty good to lead off the game, but Chapman went to his left in center field and hauled it in for the first out. Garcia holds the runner on. Let's see if they want to run any as Slayton throws an off-speed pitch outside. Now Mitchell, the leadoff man, he's up 2-0 as Slayton throws over. No tag by Garcia. Pretty good lead by the runner at first. And the pitch. Just outside. Now he's in danger of walking the leadoff man.
Yeah, Lofton's the center fielder down at first. He's probably got some speed.
Here's the pitch. Ball 4. 2 on, 1 out.
Now batting for Smackover, the shortstop, number 2, Sawyer Cropper.
Sawyer Cropper, the shortstop, took a call. Willard and Brown up the middle, pops it up into center field. Chapman drifts to his left, runner tag, takes a catch.
The pitcher, number 6, Chase Brumman.
Bradley can get them even or put them ahead. First and third, let's see if they want to run, and let's see what the Scrappers want to do. Brumley struck out on a high pitch. I'm saying in a first game like this, situation like this, Smith, good arm. I feel like Coach Slayton had him throwing through.
He did that a lot last arm.
Good.
Yeah.
Smith doesn't block that ball, they get to tie and run in. Next pitch pop up. You forget about it, but that's the little stuff in baseball that makes a difference.
It really does. You got to be strong up the middle. We know we're going to be strong right there at catcher.
Scrappers up 1-0. Back for the bottom of the third in 1 minute. All right, technical problems are cleaned up. We've got Mike Willard. Mike, I was talking to you the first 2 innings. I don't think anybody heard you.
Yeah, I don't think anybody heard any of that.
One, two, three, and that was a good breaking ball, and Willard comes up empty.
Now batting for Nashville, the second baseman, number 4, Tyler Brown.
Fifth strikeout for Brumley.
Right on the nose last time, right fielder. If he get it over a little to the right fielder's right, there's a lot of room in right center field right now, Frank.
Yeah, they're shading him to pull.
Not a good swing by Brown as he was fooled and comes up empty. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now he hits it into center field. Center fielder goes back a step or two and puts it away. Brown just got under it and pops it into center field. 2 up and 2 down quickly. Nick Garcia, Frank, no, gets that RBI hit for the inning.
Yeah, really.
Over the Ralph Gross tournament, but I think your mic was off earlier, so you might kind of talk about it between pitches here. Garcia pops it up. I think it'll get out of play, but they're all chasing it toward him. No, it doesn't, and the pitcher takes it. We'll talk about the Ralph Gross tournament when we get back. 1, 2, 3, go the Scrappers. End of 3. Nashville up 1-0. Got a good one going here. Come back and join us. Davis, he's got the one of the two Buckaroo hits. Slayton gets a strike, gets ahead 0-1. Ball just low. Mike, the inning got over so quick we didn't have a chance to talk about it. Ralph Gross comes up this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, we'll have 3 games on Thursday, starting with Magnolia and Paul Pewitt, Texas at 1 o'clock. The Scrappers will play at 3:30 against Warren, and then at 6 o'clock we'll have Prairie Grove and Redwater, Texas on Thursday.
2-1 pitch, popped up over the screen and out of play. Smith gets it a look.
Then on Friday, another 3 games starting at 1 o'clock. We'll have Ashdown against Mayflower, and then the loser of the first 2 games at 3:30, and the winners of those 2 games at 6. And then 5 games on tap for Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock, and a final at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
Breaking ball goes just inside. Runs the count.
Full
Runs
count.
the count full to 3-2. Now line drive toward the left center field gap. Let's see if was it Chapman or Mendiola that ran it down.
Got it, yeah.
That's the defensive play of the game so far, Frank. Just as Mendiola and Chapman crossed in left center field, I couldn't tell who caught it, but Mendiola cuts in front and makes the play. Good one there, Frank.
It was. It covered a lot of ground to get there. They did a good job talking. No collision out there. Ran by and snatched that out of there for the first out.
Jax Todd, he rolled out and he gets hit on the inside of the jersey. Bad break for the Scrappers. Ball wasn't much inside.
Now batting for Smackover, the left fielder, number 8, Tyler Sexton.
Weather's supposed to be off gross 70s all 3 days. Come up and watch some baseball. Ball high to Sexton. Mike usually stay on pretty well on schedule too because they play this tournament on a time limit.
Yeah, and those games on Saturday will be 2 hours apart, 10, 12, 2, 4, and 6.
Yeah, and I think the time limit's an hour 45 on Saturday to the championship and a 2-hour time limit on Thursday and Friday. The count to second. Slayton lets a curveball get away from him, goes over the batter's head. And that evens the count at 2-2. Garcia holds against Todd over at first. Scrapper infield at double play depth, looking for a pair. Usually get good hops on this turf infield. And the guys that put it in, that's what they said, they sprinkle that granulated rubber out there, and the more that it sinks down, the faster the field gets. One out here in the 4th. Slayton looks in, gets his sign. Not going. Ball 4.
Well, he just missed on those last 2.
Just missed on the last 2, and Coach Slayton comes out. How many pitches for Slayton right now, Mike?
He's up to 60. That's 14.
Really look like he's struggling, Mike. Just like you say, hit the guy at second base. Just maybe the ball was 5 or 6 inches inside. Hit him on the jersey, and then had a couple of tough pitches on 2-2 and 3-2.
Yeah, the 2-2, that was a good pitch there. And then
And having a little trouble finding the strike zone now. Ball one goes low. No pin. Call by John Duncan. One and one. Slayton trying to get out of a little fourth inning trouble here. Ball just low. Frankie's not missing a lot, but he's missing a little bit this inning.
Yeah, he's not what you call wild. He's just barely missing. Hadn't quite got it where he wants it.
Takes a look back at second. 2-1 pitch. Now he bounces this one. The runner tries to go to third, and the throw gets away, and they're going to score a run. Error on Smith. Smith got in a hurry and bounced it down to Cason Willard, and he couldn't block it, Frank. Good throw, might have gotten him.
Yeah, he might have with a
time by Todd and Coach Wesson getting him in. Now the Buckaroos threaten to take the lead. Slayton's low and walks another one.
Now batting for Smackover.
Franco's hit by pitches and free passes really can mess you up in baseball.
They really can. He put on here.
And he takes the baseball change, and he's going to the senior right-hander, Garrett Willard. Don't know, Mike, was Garrett warming up any of the previous inning or not?
I didn't notice him warming up, but I was swapping headsets, so he might have been.
Yeah, we get word, he did throw some, so he's probably getting ready. Scrapper's making a pitching change. They bring in the senior right-hander, Garrett Willard, and probably just a position change. Willard and Slayton will swap. We're going to take a 1-minute break. They've got first and second and one out. Come back and join us.
Yeah, we're counting on Garrett defensively, offensively, and pitching. He really came on last year, did a fantastic job down the stretch. Pitched 65 and 2/3 inning on the year, had an ERA of 2.02.
And I know Mike remembers it, and I figure you do too, Frank. I thought when the light switch, when he really clicked, was over at the Queen one day, and we'd gotten behind about 3. Fielder Lofton bats, throws a strike. Todd hit by a pitch. Sexton and McNeely walked. A throwing error gives them a run, and it's 1-1 here in the fourth. Swinging a miss, he overmatched him with a fastball and quickly 0-2. bounced it. Willard had a chance to make a play, but couldn't quite come up with it. Have to give him a stolen base on that one.
Yeah, just got a little bit too big a rush right there.
Infield playing back. They're conceding a run.
Good pitch. On the side, he got out of there in a hurry.
Brenton Warren, he's a right fielder. He has one of their 2 hits. Willard trying to get out of this 4th inning jam. 2 outs, runners at second and third. Game tied at 1. He fouls it off down the right side.
Yep, Warren hit a ground ball just past the diving Cason Willard at third.
He really looks pretty good standing in there as compared to their other hitters. Breaking ball, gets in the dirt. Here comes the runner, and Smith can't pick it up. And a wild pitch and an error have given the Buckaroos the lead. Scrappers are giving some gifts this inning, Frank.
They have. That's when you start walking people. We walk 2, we hit a batter. It just seems to get everybody a little flat. Somebody needs to step up, make a good play, get everybody going again.
Ground ball to Willard. He picks up, takes a second hop, throws a strike to Garcia. And that retires the side, but the Buckaroos take the lead. They score 2 runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. Scrappers try to come back. Oh, yes. I mean, bottom of the 4th rolls in. Chapman, Slayton, and Halter. Scrapper. 1.
1 3 hits so far today. Brumley has struck out 3. He's only allowed 1 walk. Buckaroos have not committed an error.
Been a crisp little game. Scrappers a couple of little misplays in the last inning, but not bad for opening day, Frank.
Not bad for opening day. Weather sure is good for opening
Yes,
day,
sir.
too.
In the bottom of the 4th inning will be number 7, the center
52 pitches for Brumley through 3 innings.
Brumley's thrown 52. How many did Slayton end up with, Mike?
Slayton ended up with 65. And 7 pitches for Willard.
Ball just outside to the center fielder, Aiden Chapman.
He struck out his first time up, but the ball bounced in front of home plate. He was able to advance to first.
Now he takes ball 2. Mike, quickly talk about the pitch count rules for high school baseball, if you remember them off the top of your head.
If they stay 30 pitches or less, they don't have to have any day's rest. I believe it's 30 to 60, you got to have 1 day's rest. 60 to 85, 2 days rest. Over 85, you got to have 3 days. 10's the limit in a game.
Chapman takes ball 3, and now Brumley comes back and throws a strike. It's 3-1. Ball inside, and a good start for the Scrapper.
Second batter, Brumley's walked. Lead on.
Innings, bunt the ball, hit and run, see, and bunt, and keeps the bat out there, and he should have pulled it back. Ball was bounced up there, and Slade didn't pull his bat back, so it's strike one. Third baseman Todd, he's edge of the grass here. He played good. The runner in forward position.
Yeah, fine bunt. Killed it really good, right between the pitcher and the catcher. Catcher had to take it. He made a good solid throw down to first.
Frank, when there was such a thing as Major League Baseball, you hadn't seen much of that sacrifice bunt in the last few years. They don't do much of that anymore.
No, they don't do much but swing for the fences and strike out.
Halter fouls it across the right side over the Buckaroo dugout.
And with the DH rule, they're probably going to do less of it this year.
Do less of it.
Absolutely. Till they start getting some SAU graduates instead of Harvard graduates running these clubs, we're going to have this intellectual baseball. It's not any fun to watch.
That's right. Statistically, it may be better, but it's sure not as entertaining for the fans. Good breaking ball, and now Halter's in the hole 0-2. He wants to pick up the runner at second. Scrappers want to get back in the game. Just inside, 1-2.
Halter had probably the hardest hit ball in our scrimmage against Lake Hamilton last week. He hit a double in the right center gap, so I'd like to see him do that
That
again
right
here
center
today.
gap is wide open out there right now. Swing and a miss, and down goes Halter on a fastball. That's 2 outs. Mendiola tried to bunt his way. And was out 1-3 back in the second. Scrappers hope they don't waste this leadoff walk. He gets hit. Maybe that's a good sign. Hit the ninth place hitter to bring up a guy 2 for 2, Frank.
Yeah, both of them doubles, and a double right here with Alex's speed could score too.
Now batting from the Scrappers, number 26, Aiden Smith.
He doubled over the right fielder's head. He doubled over the left fielder's head. Right fielder goes toward the line. Left fielder goes toward the line. Frank, gaps are about as big as I've ever seen them in a game.
They're
right
about
now.
as big as you can get.
So this one's supposed to go over the center fielder's head, right?
That would be a good place, Mike.
Only time I've seen gap bigger is when Billy Sims played center field for Hook.
Big cut and a foul back by Smith.
He was going for 2 RBIs on that swing.
And the thing about Billy Sims, he could cover both
He
gaps.
could.
Smith trying to get the Scrappers even or on top in the fourth. Ball in.
On that.
Bounces it. Runners will advance. Now base hit will probably give the Scrappers a lead on the wild pitch.
Need to take advantage of this right now.
Got timeout as Chapman needs to tie his shoe over at third base. He's ready to go. 2-1 Buckaroos in the fourth. Scrappers have second and third and 2 out. Smith down in the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Late swing and a foul. Frank, pretty good piece of defensive hitting there. He almost let that one get in the catcher's glove.
He did. That's good defensive swing right there.
Gives him another chance.
Keeps him alive.
Line drive, base hit. 1 run in, 2 runs in, no play at the plate. And how about Aiden Smith, Frank? 3 for 3. And the Scrappers up 3-2.
3 for 3, and now 2 RBIs to go with all that. He raked that past the shortstop, easily scoring the 2 runs.
Caden Riddle will come in to run for Smith again.
Riddle for Smith. And Smith gets a glad hand from the
Now batting for the Scrappers, the pitcher, number 4.
Scrapper dugout. Let's see if he wants to run a little bit. Now the catcher goes out to talk. Garrett Willard's going back to the dugout. Is he trying to get another helmet? We've got a stopping player. Frank, 2 things we've talked about, and that's why I really love to watch this baseball. We talked about the play a while ago that you won't.
You get a that, and he delivered.
All right, here's Garrett Willard. He wants to get in on the fun. He struck out twice and takes a strike. Garrett can't get out of the hole.
All 3 of our RBIs today have been on good hits. Garcia in the first inning just took a pitch down and drove it up the middle for a single. And then Aiden stayed alive on that 2-strike pitch and then got a good fastball up and ripped it.
Willard takes ball 1 low, now the 1-1 pitch. Ooh, a good breaking ball, and it gets away. The runner will advance. Pitch.
He has. He's got a good little breaking pitch. He can keep it in the strike zone.
The senior right-hander for the Buckaroos, he's going to be a dandy down in 2 or 3A. I guess they're 3A as Willard takes outside 2-2. They'll be competitive when he's on the mound in 3A, Frank.
Yeah, they're going to be. They swing the bat pretty good. They look like they got good speed, and so far they've played pretty good defense.
Yeah, well coached. They look like they know what they're doing. Ooh, just outside. Catcher McNeely was set up outside, hit the mitt, but he didn't get the call.
Probably better swing on that pitch this time.
That's what I'd think. He does, and he comes up empty. And Willard strikes out. But the Scrappers score 2 runs on only 1 hit. A big RBI, 2 RBI single by Aiden Smith. Garrett Willard back to the mound. Scrappers now on top, 3-2. We go into the 5th. Come back and join us.
Scrappers scored.
A good little ball game going on here at Wilson Park for opening day. 3-2 Nashville going into the 5th. Smackover Buckaroos are in town. They got the top of their order.
Will be the second baseman, number 1, Tanner Mitchell.
Buckaroos scored their 2 runs in the last inning. Slayton, who had been very efficient for the first 3, hit a man, walked 2, and a couple of wild pitches. They scored 2 runs on no hits. Willard trying to shut them down. Mitchell takes ball 1.
Mitchell's flown out to center field. He's walked, stole a base.
Now Willard misses ball 2. Here's the pitch. Line drive into right. I don't think he'll that time. No, he didn't. Halter goes over his shoulder and makes the play. I thought he didn't have a chance. And the 2 young Scrapper outfielders, Mendiola and Halter, have made 2 web gems today, Frank.
They have. They've robbed at least 4 bases. That would have probably gotten 3 if he got over his head. Great play right there by Halter.
I thought he had no chance, Frank.
I didn't either. I thought that was going to one hop off the wall out there, and he
Even when
Two up and 2 down.
Now batting for Smackover, number 6, Chase Brumley.
2 balls hit fairly hard, and the Buckaroos have nothing to show for it right now. Willard throws hard but low. A little slider there, and a good pitch as he dropped down. Brumley comes up empty. Brumley's a good-looking athlete, good-looking player. Game, Frank.
He has. He struck out. He fouled out to the third baseman his last time up.
Scrappers up 3-2 here in the 5th. Game moving right along. A little over an hour old. Swinging a miss on the ball over the outside part of the plate. Comes a 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call, a good fastball at the knees. So 1-2-3 go the Buckaroos. And after 5, Scrappers up 3-2. Come back and join us. We've got a good one going here at Wilson Park. Pitching change coming in from shortstop to the mound is number 2, Sawyer Cropper. Mike, have you got the other defensive changes? Where did Brumley go?
Yeah, Brumley's at third now, and Todd moved over to second base, and Mitchell is now at short.
Todd at second, Mitchell at short, and Brumley goes to third. No change in the order, just some position changes. And Frank, I think Coach Wesson will be very pleased with the first outing from his senior right-hander, Brumley.
He will. He allowed 3 runs on 4 hits.
And 3 of them by the same guy.
That's right. And he struck out 7. He only walked 2. Had a couple wild pitches, but a good outing. for the first time this year.
Now batting for Nashville, number 31, Casey Willard.
2, 3, and 4 haven't gotten a hit yet for the Scrappers, and Frank, they'd like to change that. And when that kind of happens, that's why it's a low-scoring game. Willard bounces it foul over Coach Slayton's head.
Minimize how many he put on. He's only walked a couple.
Cropper pitching from the first base side of the rubber, kind of herky-jerky, and he throws a curveball and freezes Willard and strikes him out. Willard struck out twice today and walked.
Now batting for Nashville, number 4, Tyler Brown.
Tyler Brown hit the ball fairly hard. Now he hits a one-hopper to the shortstop, and he throws him wide but out as the first baseman, Davies, comes off the bag and tags Brown. Nice play by the first baseman. So quickly, 2 up and 2 down.
2 good plays. A good stretch by that first baseman on a play earlier, and that was a fine job coming off the bag to get that throw, make the tag.
Garcia got the only other hit besides Smith for the Scrappers. Mike Brumley finished the game with how many pitches?
75.
Nice outing for the right-hander for the first day. Ball hangs just inside to Garcia.
Nick had an RBI go his first time up. He fouled out to the pitcher his second.
Takes ball too low. Chapman's on deck. Fouled hard down the third baseline. 2 balls and a strike. And Frank, a lot of new kids in the lineup, and it'll probably take a few games for Coach Slayton to get them in the spots where he wants them, and for the offense to kind of come around.
Oh, yeah, it will. It's different even though you try to show some live arm.
Outside, Garcia runs the count now to 3-1.
And trying to be patient. Everybody wants to get up there and get a hit that first time. But
Now
you got
ball
to
4
have
inside.
patience.
So a 2-out walk to Garcia.
Batting for Nashville, number 7, Aiden Chapman.
We mentioned that Garcia's got some back issues right now, Frank, but when he gets well, he'll be one of the power hitters in this Scrapper lineup.
Yeah, he had 3 home runs, several doubles last year. Good RBI guy for the Scrap. We'll be counting on him for some big hits.
Aiden Chapman's up there. He's played a solid center fielder. His buddies on his left and right, though, have made 2 eye poppers, and Chapman hits it hard into left field. Left fielder back. It's off the wall. Here comes Garcia running hard. He brings him in. Here's a throw. He'll score without a play. Garcia dives across the plate, and Aiden Chapman hit it off the top of the wall, Frank.
He did. Got a good pitch up in the strike zone. Sent it out there, sent all the way to the wall, just over his head and off the wall for a double and an RBI.
Scrapper's got an insurance run. Can they get another one? Slayton's up there with an RBI chance. Ground ball to third. Third baseman stays down on it. Throws a shot over to first base. That's Brumley. He's got a good arm, and Slayton's out 5-3. A little 2-out rally there for the Scrappers. Old Frank, a walk and a double gives.
leading off the top of the sixth inning.
Top of the sixth, 4, 5, and 6 Buckaroos. Trace Davis, the big first baseman. Frank, he's played a nice first base over there.
Boy,
too.
he has. He's had a base hit that ball that Alex Mineola ran down that would have been a double. So he's had a really good ball game for the Buckaroos.
Good little curve by Willard. Signed with them back before Christmas. I went to his signing day and another curveball and doesn't get the call this time, or a breaking ball. Now ball 2 goes low. Willard, tall, slender right-hander. How tall is he, Mike?
About 6'3".
6'3". Get some leverage on that baseball. Just low, doesn't get the call. Don't want to walk the leadoff batter. Scrappers have retaken the lead at 4-2. Good game here at Wilson Park. Swinging a foul and a good cut by Davis. He was sitting on that fastball in, Frank, just didn't get it.
He was. He's obviously shown he knows what he's doing. He's thinking up there at the plate. He got a good pitch, took a hack.
Now ball 4, and a good start for the Buckaroos just outside.
Drop down, try to get that slider over. Right. First walk issued by Garrett Willard.
Got a pitch runner coming in at first, Mike. Who is that?
Can't see the number on him just yet.
Number 3.
That's Wyatt Parker.
Number 3, Wyatt Parker.
He's not a courtesy runner. He's a pinch runner. He's running for the first baseman. Scrapper infield looks for 2. Willard a quick throw to first. No tag by Garcia. Foul ball. Scrapper 4-2. Game about an hour and 20 minutes old. I think Coach Slayton said they're going to play about 3 innings of JV after this one. Oh, good pitch. Doesn't get the call.
Yeah, he called it.
Oh, did he?
I believe he did. No, he
1-1.
didn't.
All right, I didn't see that right arm of John Duncan go up. Now another foul off to the right side. Todd kind of looks like he's sitting on that fastball. Willard ahead in the count. Let's see if he throws something off speed.
He's grounded a second. He was hit by a pitch, scored one of the 2 runs for the Buckaroos.
Comes up and in with a fastball. Evens the count at 2-2. Ball inside, drops down. He's having a little bit of trouble throwing it where he wants to this afternoon, Frank.
Yeah, and that's to be expected a little bit early. It's tough to get in a groove right off the bat.
Now ball 4. Close pitch. I think Willard wanted to call. He didn't get it. And now the senior has walked 2 in a row. That's what led to the Scrappers undoing in the 4th inning. A hit pitch and 2 walks in a row led to their runs. 2 on, nobody out. Big spot in the game here. Willard bows up and throws a strike over the inside half.
Sexton struck out in the first. He walked, came around to score in the fourth.
He hits in the 6th spot for these Buckaroos. Here's the pitch. Ball high. Yeah, you can kind of tell Frank Garrett's he's not coming off the mound the same every time. He's having a little trouble finding his spot. Swinging a foul. Sexton late on the fastball. In the camp and lost him. Tries to put Sexton away. Swinging a foul. Good at bat there. That by Sexton. He fouled off a good pitch then. Stays alive. How many pitches for Garrett Willard so far, Mike?
He's up to 32. That's 16 in this inning.
And he hadn't gotten anybody out yet. Now he's got one out. That's a good curveball. And Sexton comes up empty. That's that big first out.
Now batting for Smackover, number 18, Cole McNeely.
If they could get it, Frank, the old pitcher's best friend could get him out of this mess.
It sure could. We'd like to see a double play here in the opening game.
Garcia goes to third. Now Smith throws him out this time. Still bounced it, Frank, and that's okay on this AstroTurf if you give that fielder that long bounce like he did then.
Yeah, he gave him a long bounce on that one. It made it pretty easy to handle. Still got a tough play, runner slide, and he had to reach toward the inside the infield with it. Made a good catch. Put the tag on him for the second out.
Now the tying run is not on base. That's what, 3 times they have attempted to steal third, been successful twice. Smith looks like he's hurrying up a little bit, Frank, not getting a good grip on the ball to me. Good off-speed pitch that time by Willard for strike 2, and after walking the first 2, Garrett Willard is in 1 pitch of getting out of the jam. He gets a sign from Smith. Long look in. Now the batter wants time. Probably Willard and Smith couldn't get on the same page there. Now McNeely steps back in. He's in the hole 1-2. Strike 3 call as he paints the outside corner with a fastball. And the Buckaroos scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Scrappers up 4-2. Bottom of the 6th. They're trying to add on. This is Scrapper Baseball on B99.5. Pinkerton. Here come the Scrappers in the bottom of the 6th inning. They're up 4-2. Caleb Halter, Mendiola, and Aiden Smith.
Like tack on another insurance run right here. Caleb Halter is grounded out to short. He struck out. He's made a fine play in the outfield.
Halter and Mendiola both deserve a hand as they come up
Yeah.
this inning, Frank.
That's one of
Two
those-
really good plays by these young outfielders.
That's one of those things in the scorebook. It looked like a F9, but it may have saved a run.
Now a little ball into right, and the batter can't get it. He makes a wide turn and comes back. The right fielder, Warren, can't come up with it, and I think that's a base hit, Frank.
I'm going to give him base hit. He had to dive for that ball, and that made it tough on him right there. So I'm giving him base hit.
Frank, I'll bet you a box of popcorn that Mendiola's bunting this time. You want to take that? Here's the pitch. Squares and bunts, and a good bunt. Brumley picks it up, and boy, Brumley's got a good arm. Frank, their senior that started on the mound, he's a pretty good baseball player.
Yeah, that was a good job right there. He didn't rush that. He trusted his arm. He threw a strike down there to third base for the first out. Good bunt by Alex Mendiola.
Has Aiden Smith done anything in this game, Frank?
He's only gone 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs.
Got a chance to get another one. Smith, the offensive star for the Scrappers, takes a breaking ball outside. Right fielder playing kind of straight away this time, but the left center field gap is wide open as the left fielder is right on the line. Now they're pitching carefully to Smith. He takes another breaking ball outside. Garrett Willard's on deck. He'd like to help his plate performance this game. Smith's a shot. They get him out, Frank.
They do, but that was a line drive. If you've ever seen a line drive, that was one of them.
That's why they call it the hot corner there,
yes,
right?
sir. He hits it about 2 feet from Brumley's right, and Frank, he's their best athlete. That would have gotten past a lot of high school kids.
Really have. Comes up with it.
Now Willard fouls one off. Hits it hard, but right back to the pitcher, and Scrappers don't score after a leadoff hit. Garrett Willard tries to come in behind Slade. Top of the 7th, Scrappers 4-2. This is Scrapper. And the Scrappers have had a solid game. Aiden Alter have made 2 defensive plays. And so, Frank, if Willard can get them out, and he hadn't gotten them out yet, but I would think a pretty good start through 6 innings.
Yeah, it's looked good. Pretty good first game right here.
Lofton flied to left and got called out on strikes. Willard wants to pump strikes right now, and he steps off. Ball one inside. Throws a fastball by him, strike one. That ball lights on here, starting to get a little dusky dark at Wilson Park. No wind. Ball low.
Sounds like Slayton's calling the pitches now. Don't think he was doing that earlier.
Strike. He pours a fastball in on 2-2. Willard kicks and fires. 2-2. Strike three. Throws a fastball by him. First quick out. Now he struck out 3 in a row, Frank.
Yeah, that's 5 on the day.
Be the right fielder, number 10, Britton Warren.
Britton Warren bats ninth for them, Frank, but other than their good senior Brumley, who started pitching now at third base, he's looked like their next best hitter to me up there.
He singled, hit a hard ground ball down to third.
Stands in there from the right side. Fouls off a high breaking pitch across away to the right side. Another foul. Willard quickly ahead 0-2. Playing.
Nashville versus Warren at 3:30 on Thursday.
We've played him a lot of times, and a good defensive swing there, and he stays alive. Frank, seems like we end up playing Warren in the Ralph Gross tournament a lot, and we got on a roll where we played him in the regional tournament a lot.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to meet up with them. They like coming up here to this early season tournament. It's a good, really good high school tournament.
And Willard humps up and throws a high fastball past him. Did he hurt himself, Mike? He kind of fell off a mound funny. And
yeah, he kind of came off funny, but he acts like he's okay now. He's going back to the rubber.
Kind of fell off the mound toward the first base side and then squatted down.
And the pitch was way high.
Way high. He pumped up and threw it pretty hard. Don't have a gun on him, but that was probably mid-high 80s. Mitchell takes a cut at an outside fastball and fouls it off. Scrappers need one more out.
Mitchell was robbed his last time up by Caleb Halter out in right field with a outstanding catch.
And that's Rob with a capital R there, Frank.
Probably took a triple away from the speedy Tanner Mitchell.
Willard blows a fastball by him, and the Scrappers one strike, 1-0 season.
Been pretty much all fastball this inning.
Pretty much all fastballs, and looks like a little more pop to them to me. Line drive to center field. Chapman back about 3 steps and puts it away. He keeps throwing him fastballs. And the Scrappers win it 4-2. And Frank, I think the young new outfield would probably get an A for the day.
Oh, they certainly would. Caleb made a couple of good. Aiden Chapman in center field made a couple of good plays. Right fielder Caleb Halter and the left fielder Alex Minniello made great plays out there. Runs today.
All to him, but I'm guessing Coach Slayton will come up and visit with us. He usually does. We're going to take a long break now. Scrappers win the opening game 4-2. Brent tells us Scrapperettes up big at Lake Hamilton. Charles Slayton. This has been Scrapper Baseball on B99.5.
They commit one error and they leave 7 men on base.
Good crisp game, about an hour and 35 minutes. Frank, about all you'd want on the opening days. Smackover comes in with some well-coached, good baseball players, good little crisp game here. And the Scrappers come up with some big hits and a couple of big plays. Give us the summary.
Yeah, final line score on the day, Nashville, 4 runs on 6 hits. They committed 1 error and left 6 on base. Smackover scored 2 runs on 2 hits. They committed no errors and left 5 on base. For the Scrappers, Slayton pitched the first 3 in the 3rd inning. He allowed 2 runs on 2 hits. He struck out 4, walked 3, and hit 1 batter. Garrett Willard gets the win today. He pitched 3 2/3 innings, allowed no runs on, struck out 6 and walked 2. Big day at the plate for Aiden Smith, leading off for the Scrappers. He went 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs.
And the 4th one might have been the hardest
And
one
the
yet.
4th one was the hardest hit. It was a line drive out. Nick Garcia contributed with going 1 for 2. He had an RBI and a run scored. Aiden Chapman was 1 for 3 today with a double. He also scored a run. Caleb Halter is going to contribute a single. and Alex Mendiola had a sacrifice bunt and a run. And we mentioned already the two great defensive players, good defense all around, and the infield both today, but two eye-popping plays by Caleb Halter in right field probably robbed him of a triple, and Alex Mendiola probably robbed him of a double early in the game with a runner on base, and kept the game where it was, with the Scrappers able to come out with a good 4-2 win.
Coach Kyle Slayton's joining us. We're going to take about a 30-second break, real quick break, come back, and we'll talk it over with Coach Slayton.
I got all that stuff.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll get it.
Okay.
Hey, Slayton, after we we've got Coach Kyle Slayton here. He's back for another year at Nashville. How many years at Nashville, Kyle?
This is 20.
20 years at Nashville. He's been here a long time. He's won 4 state championships here at Nashville, and his team starts off 1-0 this year. And Kyle, a lot of things to look at, I guess, but I thought for the first game, a good crisp little hour and 35-minute game. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I thought it was too. I thought Slade come out and really pitched good early. Just had that kind of that fourth inning where he, I guess hit one,
walk two,
all in a row. Just added up into a bad. Just started kind of missing low, but before that, I thought he was really good. Had command of all three.
He did.
The changeup was really good today. I mean, it had really good tail to it, and it was lower half. I thought maybe he could have got a few calls on the bottom half of that zone, which our pitchers need this year.
Yep.
When you throw it in there 73, 75, you need. And, it's just but you also got to battle through and compete a little harder in that spot. But then G come in and did a really good job, had a couple of really quick innings early. And, Aiden Smith looked really good at the plate today.
I mean, that junior, he barreled 4.
Squared 4 balls up, kind of got us going. Nick Garcia had a big hit in that first inning to drive in somebody. We really wasn't even sure if he'd be in the lineup today. Back's been kind of messed up a little bit. Still not 100%, but, and it's like I told the guys after the game, we had some guys I thought got in their feelings. I thought G kind of got in his feelings a little bit with the first 2 at-bats of just not having a good at-bat. Kaysen kind of the same way. And, just told them after the game that those kind of guys, those are our leaders, and they're going to have to lead even when things don't go right, because you're going to have, we talk about it too many times that baseball's a game of failure anyway. I mean, a 1 out of 3 days a good day in the game of baseball, and kids still just struggle on knowing that. But I thought he come in, pitched well. All 3 pitches were good. I think I had him for about, 40, was it 40-something, I think.
How many, Mike?
Yeah, I think he was at 49.
I think that's right.
Okay.
Had Slade like at 65. So, I hadn't really decided yet. Really thought about planning on using G on Friday probably. Maybe Chapman on Thursday, but that's still kind of up in the air. But overall today, it's like I told them, hey, if we just throw strikes, they hit some fly balls. Chapman, Halter, and Mendiola went and got them, and good things are going to happen.
That's right. I think, and of course, it's a young team. You got a couple of 3 seniors out there, but it's a young team. But those 3 young outfielders defensively, I think you'd have to give them an A today.
Yeah, I thought all 3 of them played really good. I mean, Alex went a long ways. Just glad there wasn't no collision there.
That's right. It had to be some good communication.
I guess
that could have been one of those hurt you real bad collisions.
Really big play by Halter out there and right, but overall it was a good effort defensively, and and that's what it takes early. Defense and pitching's gonna win you some games early.
All right, we have talked about it a little bit on the air, but big weekend coming up, the 18th annual Ralph Gross Tournament. the big news for me when I look at the weather is supposed to be 74 or 5 every day. It hadn't always been like that, as all of us know, in the Ralph Gross. So the people can come up, see some good baseball, 7 other teams besides the Scrappers coming in, getting a look at the field. We got the new press box, new concession stands. Everything's really nice in the park now. Talk a little bit about the Ralph Gross.
Yeah, the facilities are really nice, Johnny. We've, thanks to Mr. Graham, school board, and all that bunch on high. Boy, we've put a lot of money into this place the last 2 or 3 years, and I promise you, it's one of the nicest places in the state of Arkansas when it comes to probably any kind of baseball. It doesn't matter if you're on the high school level or the college level. And, we've just doctored it up really good, put some windscreen in behind the stands. Hopefully in a year or two we have new bleachers in here too. But, boy, beautiful press box. And
then some little things like repainting that outfield fence. It had gotten dull. That
Yep.
brightens it up.
Yeah, we painted the outfield black, and it looks really good. Got a couple of brand-new metal Scrapper stars to put up out there on the outfield fence. Probably get those up tomorrow. I've got some new distance dimension signs made that got our Scrapper, our Nashville in on them that are going to look really good on that wall too. Farmers Bank ended up giving us $5,000 to paint to take care of that outfield fence, and we're going to put their logo up on the foul poles. Got some banners made for that are supposed to hopefully be in here by Thursday, not sure, but he acted like they'd be in here this week. And do that. And then when you're talking about the tournament, it's going to start at 1 o'clock on Thursday. Magnolia, who's, though they've won this tournament a lot lately, they're probably the favorite. 4A state runner-up last year. Got a lot of kids back. They're playing Paul Pewitt, who's a first-timer, kind of a Northeast Texas team. Guy coaches one of our sticks teams during the summer. He called wanting to know if we had a spot, ended up having a spot. So they're coming to play Magnolia Thursday at 1 o'clock. We are going to play Warren at 3:30 on Thursday. And then the 6 o'clock game, Prairie Grove's coming from Northwest Arkansas, and they'll play Redwater, Texas. And then we'll come back on Friday, and the first hour in Ashdown, both return. I think Ashdown's going to have a really good team this year, maybe a chance to compete for a title in 3A. And then we'll play a loser's bracket game at 3:30 and a winner's bracket game at 6. And then we'll be on tap for 5 games on Saturday starting at 10. But overall, man, it's going to be a really good field, really good baseball, I figure. And like I say, the weather, it seems like the weather was really good last year.
It was good.
And I think right now we got a 30 or 40% chance of rain on Saturday, but I don't figure that'll affect us. It's supposed to be like 76, 77 on Saturday. So a lot of good baseball to come watch. I figure it'll be a really good games and really good weather.
And for this tournament, Kyle, and correct me if I'm wrong, but every year we told fans probably going to stay on schedule because I think Thursday and Friday you'll have 2-hour time limits on games and then 1 hour and 45 on Saturday except for the championships. Is that right?
Yeah, that is right. And we stay pretty close now, especially since we don't have any field maintenance between games.
You don't have to fix that field. The coaches and the players kind of like that too, don't they?
Yeah, that's a
plus.
A huge plus for us.
That's a huge plus. All right, Scrappers get off to a good start this year against a good scrappy little Smackover Buckaroo team. And Kyle, I think he'll be very competitive. I was very impressed with their first pitcher. And then at third base, he looked good. He's a good baseball player. They're going to be pretty good. Scrappers get offensive performance, as he said, out of Aiden Smith. Couple of big defensive plays out of Halter and Mendiola, pitching from Slayton and Garrett Willard. They won it 4-2. Mike, Frank, and I